In the small, quiet town of Haverfordwest, Wales, two identical twin girls were born in 1963. From the very beginning, June and Jennifer Gibbons were joined at the hip in every possible way. As they grew, they developed a strange, inexplicable behavior that baffled their parents and teachers. They completely stopped speaking to the outside world. They refused to utter a single word to anyone else. They locked themselves in their bedroom for hours. They whispered only to each other in a secret, private language. This shared world became their only reality. They slowly retreated from everyone else around them. People started calling them the Silent Twins. This title followed them for the rest of their lives. Their bond wasn't just close. It was a total, absolute fusion of two minds into one. They began to mirror each other's movements. They would sit and eat in perfect, eerie synchronization. It was as if they were two halves of the same soul. They struggled to survive in a world they didn't understand. As they hit their teenage years, this connection warped into something far more dangerous. They began to write intense, dark novels. They filled thousands of pages with stories of isolation and death. They became obsessed with each other to the point of violence. Sometimes they attacked one another in their locked room. They were trapped in a cycle of love and hate. Neither could find a way to escape. The authorities eventually became deeply concerned. The twins were sent to a high-security mental institution. Being separated by the hospital walls only deepened their sense of madness. They were kept apart for years, but their connection remained just as strong as if they were together. They believed that their existence was a burden. They felt they were draining the life out of each other. Slowly, the idea began to form in their minds. It was a final, tragic solution to their problem. They decided that they could not both survive in the same world. Their bond was simply too consuming. They made a terrifying, silent pact. One of them would have to die so the other could finally be free. After years of isolation, they were moved to a new facility. They were still tethered to their dark agreement. On the journey, Jennifer suddenly collapsed. She fell into a state of total unconsciousness. She was rushed to the hospital immediately. It was far too late for the doctors to do anything. Jennifer Gibbons had died of a sudden heart inflammation. There was no clear medical explanation for her death. June was left behind. She was suddenly, terrifyingly, entirely alone for the very first time. Just as the Pact had predicted, June began to speak to the world. She started living a normal life shortly after her sister's death. She was finally free from the shadow that had consumed them both. She remains to this day a woman who lived through the tragedy of a life shared and lost. The story of the Silent Twins is one of the most chilling psychological mysteries of the century. It forces us to ask how deep the human connection can go. We must ask, at what cost? Was it a coincidence, or did they truly orchestrate the end of their own shared life? Their story is a haunting reminder that some bonds are strong enough to destroy everything they touch. We look back at the Silent Twins, not to judge, but to try to understand the unthinkable. It is a story that stays with you, long after the final word is spoken. Did you know about the twins who made a pact to end their shared existence? This is the dark, quiet mystery of the girls who only whispered to each other. Let me know what you think about this strange, tragic story in the comments.